Okay, good evening, guys. I think all of you have joined. Most of you have joined. So let's start. Okay. So let's first start with traditional programming and machine learning and understand the difference between them. Okay. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, so let's just start. Okay. So in case of traditional programming, what you see is you are giving the machine some set of input and some set of rules, and in return, you are getting answers for it in response. But in case of machine learning, what is happening is completely opposite. You are giving input and answers to the machine, and in response, you are getting rules for it. Okay. So to understand it better, let's take an example. Okay. Suppose you have been given a data set of pictures of 10 cats, right? Now you have been asked by giving a picture of a cat if the picture of the cat belongs to the data set or not. Okay, now if the picture of the cat belong to that previously given data set, you can use traditional programming to answer that yes, this picture belong to this data set. So you can pretty well use the previously given data set to understand if the cat's picture belong to it or not. But now just imagine a scenario when you are not provided that. Suppose you have been given a new picture of a cat and a new suppose an 11th example of a cat, and you ask the traditional programming if this is a cat or not. Your traditional programming will simply give you answer no, because that picture of the cat wasn't there in the dataset. So now what you have to do is you can use machine learning. In machine learning, what happens is the machine learning algorithm learns from the previously given data and understands that this is the picture of a cat. Now if you give a random strange image of a cat, it can pretty well answer your doubt whether it's a cat or it's not a cat. So that is what's the difference between traditional programming and machine learning. Um, was the difference clear to you guys?
Yes, yes.
Or I can give more examples. Like, let me give another example. Previously what was happening in companies was you have been provided an ID card, and scanning the ID card you were given access to the company. Okay. But nowadays, what is happening is the scanner is simply scanning your face and giving you access. So previously, what was happening was a traditional programming language coded thing. What they were doing is they kept a picture and details of each of the employees. And when a new employee and an employee goes to the entrance gate of the company, okay, and scans his card, the machine says yes, this employee belongs to the company. And if someone outsider goes and wants to get entry, he can't. But nowadays what is happening is they are giving the company is maintaining a database of lots of pictures of their employees, and based on that database they are learning. The machine learning algorithm is learning from that data set, and when the employee goes in front of the scanner, it tells whether this employee belongs to the company or not. So machine learning algorithm can generate, what to say, like it can generate answers, meanings from the given data. Traditional programming can't do this. Traditional program is like a if else block. You are giving, if this happens then this, if this then that. But in case of machine learning, it doesn't happen. It's not something hard coded. It's something like you have given some data, suppose picture of cat, you have given pictures of cats. It learns from those data and understand, acha, this thing is a cat, this thing is a dog, this thing is a human. It can differentiate between all those things, and when you are giving it a new picture of a cat, it can say it's a cat even if the picture is blurred, or the picture is not clear, like it's a cat or it's a dog. It can still tell. But if you are using traditional programming, it can't do, because if you are not giving the picture which was already in the dataset, it can't tell the difference. The picture should be in the database to tell you whether the picture belonged to the dataset or not. I guess it's better. I guess you have understood better than previous. If not, it's not a problem. We will be talking about it more later also, and your doubts will be cleared then as well. Okay, now let's talk about some of the amazing experiments which really turned my mind regarding machine learning. Like when you are starting machine learning, you will be asking yourself, why should I learn machine learning? Why not something else? So I came across this amazing experiment that made me very enthusiastic about ML, and to learn it was something I really wanted to do. So what was this experiment? In this experiment, some photoelectric cells were put on the tongue of a blind man. Those photocells were exposed to light just like our eyes are exposed. After some days, it was found that the blind person in the experiment could see things in grayscale. Conclusion from this experiment was that there are no separate learning algorithms for brain to understand the different senses. Rather, there is a unique mechanism or algorithm, you can say. This fact you will find very similar to neural networks, which we will be talking later. Let's not bother what is neural networks now, but we will talk about neural networks later. But this neural network thing is very similar to our brain. We call those things inside our brain neuron. Okay. Hello, guys.
Yes, you're audible.
Okay, so are you getting the idea of anything? What is happening? Like
I think so.
the difference, the traditional language and the machine learning, and then this experiment.
Yes, we are getting the idea.
Okay, so if you have any doubt, you can ask anything. Okay, so let's continue. In the coming years, we can all agree that ML will revolutionize every industry possible. You are already seeing auto-driven cars, Google Translate, and automated fraud detection are being going on. In the future, probably many such things will be possible. And why wouldn't you want to be a part of such amazing inventions and innovations? Okay, okay. So before going further, let me just do one thing to see if you guys have really understood or not the difference between traditional programming. Okay, are you ready, you guys? Okay, suppose you have 10 10 to 15 company data. Okay, 10 to 15 IDs, or suppose a 16 digit hexadecimal ID you have been provided of some employees pictures, employee images ID. This person's picture has this ID, this person's picture has this ID. Like this 15 employees data is being provided. Okay, now you have given a new employee picture is provided to the machine. So you guys tell me what algorithm we will use, traditional programming or machine learning, which will help us.
Could you go once again?
Okay, what?
Could you repeat the last part of the question?
Yes. Okay, so a data set of 15 new employees are given, and finally you are given a new employee is coming. Okay, and that employee's faces picture is given to you. Previously, you had the picture of the faces of those 15 employees. Now you have an employee whose picture of the face is given. It is not said whether that person belonged to that previously given data set or not. Now, how will you solve this problem? Using traditional programming or machine learning? Any clue?
I think we can go with traditional programming.
Okay. And what makes you think like that?
We have all the data necessary. There is no external variable.
Okay. And what do you mean by external variable?
Like there is no new photograph. We have the 15 there that were previously present and a new photograph to match with.
Okay, let me tell you this thing. Okay, suppose one day your picture was clicked in a black shirt and the next day you come to the company, okay, wearing a white shirt, then will it make a difference? Like if the machine says you are not that person?
So we can just set the code to compare our face and not the shirt.
And how will you do that? Suppose I said like for each picture you have an ID. Every image has an JPG format, right? So you will check whether this picture belong to the previous picture or not. So how are you going to do that?
Like I don't know the technicalities, but
Yeah, it's okay, but
we can match.
like
Like
just think like this, like a new employee is coming and you are suppose you are doing traditional programming. So what can happen is you are seeing whether the previous picture belong to this new to this person or not. So basically what problem you can face is that day the day your picture was taken, it was suppose the front face or front profile of your picture, and now when you are coming it might be possible that your face got little bit tilted to the right side. So the machine can, if you use traditional programming, then the machine can simply say no, it's not you, it's someone else, because your face is getting tilted, and might be the machine might tell that you are not the same person. But what machine learning can do is it can understand, it can recognize the previously given data of your face, learn from it, and set certain aspects. Okay, suppose A, B, C, D, certain aspects are set for your particular picture. Now, when you are walking in, it will simply match the features of your face and that previously set features. So I guess that's better, right? Rather than just depending on the machine to just simply check using traditional programming.
yeah, obviously.
Yeah. So this technology is being used. You will, if you go through news, latest news or something, you will find research is being going on in this field because it saves a lot of times. Think you are going to a company and scanning your card. It takes a lot of time doing that and waste a lot of man hours. Why go for that? We can use simply machine learning and help the process, make the process faster, right? So that's why we are doing machine learning. That's why we are learning machine learning to make our task easier. Else we could have used traditional programming to do a lot of things, but machine learning really helps in a lot of areas. And it's not just about scanning a person's face and telling it's a person or not. It's these are big scale things going on. There are very small things you will notice which are really helping you. I don't know how many of you guys have noticed, but Google, like email is using this feature called Smart Compose. Are you familiar? Any of you familiar with Smart Compose and what it does?
Yes, it
Yes,
Yes.
suggests phrases.
exactly. So it helps us in lot of ways. Like you typed a message and it is just completing it. Now many of you might say WhatsApp also does the same thing, but I will say it's not the same thing. What WhatsApp does is, think, just imagine like this way. You typed a message and you wrote something, suppose a word. You are using that word a lot of times. Okay. So based on that word, later it gives you examples like don't, like you can use this word, you can use, because you use that word so many times, so it gives you a pop-up, use this word. Hmm. Okay, but this thing like smart compose can really help you. It learns from the data and tells you like where to uh, where to write what, and these all things we will coming to that later also, these innovations and all, which you will really excite you guys. Okay. Now let's dive a little bit further. We are constantly talking about machine learning and everything. It's okay, but now just understand what really comes under machine learning. There are broadly three categories you will find under machine learning. That is unsupervised learning, supervised learning, and reinforcement learning. So let me just tell you about reinforcement learning. No, sorry. Let's just start with supervised learning first. Okay, so for supervised learning, what the algorithm, like the algorithms coming under supervised learning, what it does is the method involves training of the machine when the dataset has been labeled. Okay, this method involves the training of the system or machine where the training sets along with the target pattern is provided to the system for performing a task. Typically, supervise means to observe and guides the execution of the tasks, projects, and activity. Okay, so an example of supervised learning you can use is suppose a company dataset, company stock dataset. You will find that this dataset is labeled because company stock data come in this format: profit, loss, turnover, and all this thing. Okay, so these are all labeled dataset, and if you want to draw insights from this dataset, the algorithm you use, that is supervised learning. Later I will be speaking on regression and classification. In regression, we handle this kind of issues, company stock data. We predict, we do the thing of predicting, like we have been provided the data set of past 12 months, and now you want to predict what will be the company's turnover for the next year. For that, you can use supervised learning. And all these algorithms are based on labeled data and not on unlabeled data. And what I mean by unlabeled data is the data set is not labeled. Like you have been given random data that comes under unsupervised learning actually, unlabeled data. What it does is you have been provided a lot of data. Okay. Suppose on a 2D plane, you have been given x comma y coordinates and you have been asked whether these points will be the equation of a straight line or the equation of a parabola or hyperbola. All these kinds of things will be coming under unsupervised learning because the data set is not labeled here. Guys, understanding the difference between supervised and unsupervised learning?
Yes.
Hello? If it's not clear, you can ask. I will be talking about one of the example of unsupervised learning, that is clustering. Okay. Let me first give you an example, then it will really help you. We will be talking about unsupervised learning, and under it we will be coming to clustering. Okay. In clustering, we will be seeing k-means clustering. It's a famous algorithm, and what it does is, suppose you are given, suppose you are traveling by Ola. Okay. So many of you have wondered, like when you started a journey, how come there are a lot of cars around you? Or it's not always the case, but there are at least one or two cars around you. It might be possible that when you are going out, it might be possible that there are no cars at all at your starting point, and there are a lot of cars at your destination. So that's a real problem. So to handle it, what companies, this app caps, what these app cap companies are doing is they are analyzing this data. Okay, they are analyzing this data and trying to understand where is the more number of people there are, like where is the frequency of the customers. If they know, suppose the point X is your home and point Y is the destination, and it's not the destination of just you, it's the destination for a lot of people. Suppose our college IST Shikpur, it's a destination for a lot of you guys. So when you are coming to the college, the the Ola cab, what it's doing, the company is doing is it's analyzing the data and it understands that it is a hub. IST Shipur is a hub and a lot of people are coming to this point. So what they do is they maintain a lot of cards around this point so that when you reach IST Shipur and you want to go back, you will have a lot of cards. And this is actually helping in their profits of the company. It's helping in their economy and business policies. Because just for an example, suppose at IST Shipur Gate, there was supposed to be 25 cars for 25 of you guys. But the company does a wrong analysis and just keeps 5 cars at IST Shipur and hundreds of cars at certain another location. That's a complete loss for the company. It should rather keep the 100 cars at the IST Shipur Gate so that a lot of you can travel through it. Okay. So K-means clustering is doing this. We will be talking about this later also. Maybe I can show you an example. Like I did a project in this K-means clustering. That was a really basic one, but it did the exact same thing. It was just analyzing the data of various points and trying to tell where should I put my cards so that my company profits are high. You guys understood the example, like what Ola Cab is doing for increasing its economy? Yes. Nice. So this is the example of K-means clustering. Now I guess you can see on your screen the poster of La La Land. Now you might be wondering why I've given this La La Land thing. So let me tell you, this La La Land movie was used as a source. The data from this La La Land movie was taken and used for increasing the revenues of this movie, The Greatest Showman. And this is a very good example of targeted marketing. Okay. So what does this do? Let me tell you what is the algorithm that does this thing. Okay. The name of this algorithm or tool is Nightcrawler, and Nightcrawler is a tool that does massive parallel multi-set sampling of hundreds of different audiences and outputs a sophisticated report that helps us describe with unprecedented level of detail who are the core fans for a movie, who are persuadable audiences, and who are no-shows. Suppose I make a film today, okay, and I launch it in front of 5-year-old kids. What's the benefit of that? No one will come watch my movie because this movie is supposed to be shown to people of the age group 20 to 30, and I am showing this movie to 5-year-old kids. No point in doing that. So what they do is they try to understand. The machine learning algorithm analyzes the trailer of this film, my film or suppose certain film, and understands based on the previous movies that were released which age group this movie should be launched to. Okay, it just sees the trailer of suppose this movie, The Greatest Showman. Actually, it happened like this only. They analyzed the trailer of The Greatest Showman and understood that this movie was quite similar to the movie La La Land, and so they tried to bring audiences in that age group who turned up for La La Land, and it actually helped them. It really helped them, and this that had a really big impact at the box office. This is a very good example of targeted marketing. Okay. Hello. Anybody?
Yes,
You guys found the example good?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, I can give you more examples and later on in upcoming sessions of various kind of these algorithms and what they are doing. But for now, let's just focus on something which might be most of your doubt. Many of you were asking like, I don't remember who asked. Someone asked like, "Bhaiya, can I get job by doing ML?" Or like this thing someone asked. So see, basically, what are the opportunities by learning machine learning? You can become a machine learning engineer, a software engineer, a data scientist. Okay, these are the things you can become. There is a platform called Kaggle. Okay, there you can practice they host a lot of competitions like hackathons. They host it like hackathons. You can compete there, and you can get points in response to that, and based on that, if you do really well, it might be possible that some employers directly calls you. This might be possible. Let's not just talk about that. let me just tell you our statistical data. It might bore you, but I just want to tell how how data scientists are so important. Like software engineers are there are a lot of good software engineers in this country, but the real problem is there are no good data scientists. And if you can really become a good data scientist, then your job prospects are really good. According to a survey conducted by IBM, there will be an increase in 3 lakh to 4 lakh openings in the year 2020 itself. It's a past data. Now it will be better, I guess. Furthermore, the unstoppable rise in demand for data scientists will reach approximately 7 lakhs openings in the same year. So you can understand.
India.
क्या क्या?
Can a software engineer be also a data scientist, or they are
Mm,
both different fields?
okay, the thing is, I guess Suryansh Bhaiya is there on the call. He can tell us about his Microsoft internship. He did the internship in ML domain, so you can understand from him how things are going on in the industry.
Okay.
I would request Bhaiya if he's here. Let me see.
Yeah. Am I audible?
Okay.
Uh, should I go now, or like you have a different segment for me?
No. Okay, you can go right now.
Yeah. Okay. So in industry, like the work is not too divided. Like that, this work is data scientist work, and this work is a software engineer work. The like software engineers are for solving problems. Like there are some definite problems which need to be solved, and they need to come up with a solution irrespective of any domain, and they can take help from teams. And the industry is very growing. Like everyone wants to learn new things, get new capabilities in the team. It means like when I came across a problem which need to be solved by ML, and till now I don't have any teammate who is in ML. So there are multiple things I can do. I can collaborate with the teams which are working on ML. I can hire more people who have some expertise in the ML. So everyone tried to extend their capabilities. So usually teams do that with interns, because interns are like, they can do prototyping with them because they are low cost, and like they can, like interns are people who are extras. Like you can say, I came for a 6-month intern, so for 6 months this person I can afford a new work or a thing which can level up my team. So like everyone try to get more insights of different things. So like you can't say that software engineers don't work on ML or data science is a different field. Yeah, data scientists mostly work with data, but you can see like many software engineers works on ML and data science, and still like they don't have designation of data scientist or ML engineer. And like I guess ML engineer is like very less common. We say data scientist or data, because ML is ML is required to solve complex problems. Like many problems can be just solved by data science, like doing statistics, doing straightforward things instead of going to ML. So I can share my experience. So I was only competitive coder, and like I was not much into development, like not any development, like not WebD or anything. When I got intern in Microsoft, so when I joined, I got a project which was a sole ML project. Like the name was also ML in agent productivity. So like I want to share my screen, and like I can present my Microsoft presentation here. I guess it's not a problem because it was a prototype and it's a like side project for that, so I can share it.
Yes, Bhaiya.
If you can ask me any question if you got, and I will try to keep it more conceptual rather than going deep into the logics and things which we have done. So I will try to just tell you that what was the problem, how we solved it, instead of going in detailed solution, and so that you can relate that uh, how problems exist in industries and how they are solved with ML and data science. So my screen is visible, I guess. So I can share, I can present this. So Microsoft has a product named Omnichannel. So it's a customer relation management software. It means like companies like Airtel, Harley Davidson, hospitals use this software. Like they buy subscription from Microsoft for using these softwares. And there's one feature in this software which is talk like chatting with customers. Like customers can ask questions and agents will resolve those queries. So there's a chatting system for that. So that is already built. So in that chatting system, there's a system of quick reply. Quick reply means admins can add some already written replies, which agent don't need to write. They just need to press /q and it will come up, and he need to just choose anyone and he can send it directly. Because in customer support thing, most of the things are common. Like if you go in telecom industry, and most people will be asking about my internet is slow, my internet is not coming, my calls are not going. These will be the issues only. And in every industry, like customer support have most questions will be similar. So quick reply plays a very important role in productivity of customer agents. So my project was using ML to increase the productivity of customers. So you can ask me any question because I will be explaining to very zero level. Like it's nothing that you can't understand. Like everything you can understand easily. So if you are not getting anything, you can ask me. So the first thing was that my project was to now rank these quick replies. Like an agent can add 100 of quick replies. So if there are 100 quick replies, then it will take time to choose the right one and send it to the customer. So my aim was to rank these quick replies according to messages of the customers. Like if customer is talking about something, then like the quick replies should be ranked according to that. So I can share you demo also after in later part. So there were around like 20 plus quick replies which Microsoft shipped out of the box, and like every quick reply have some relevant use cases, and like we propose to solve this problem by ranking quick replies based on context, like that is customer messages. And then we were planning to extend this to auto suggest quick replies when we have high confidence on the same. So we used this data set. This is an open source data set. Problems which these are the problems which are like in industry and which can be solved. And now I am doing data scientist intern in DirectEye. So there also we are having some similar problems. Here I am not solving things with ML. Here we are doing more about data science. So data science is like nowadays data science is more important because most of the earlier like the goal was just to build a solution, but now things are very competitive. Everyone can build solutions. Now you need to build solution which will be liked by everyone, which will be supported by everyone, and which are more promising. Like we can't afford just making decisions and waiting for the results. Now we need more decisions which can give us better results. Like you might have heard a lot about data-driven decisions, being data-driven. Like all entrepreneurs try to be data-driven. That's why every company is scaling up their data science team, and everyone is investing in data science. So what now we are doing, like you might know, DirectEye is one of the I will say kind of best tech startup of India, which provides tech solution and which have international presence by just being a small, and also like they started Code Chef and all. So they believe in IIEST and like do the best works. So now they have a solution of like making payment apps, like like Paytm and PhonePe are some apps. So now every bank is shifting being digital now. So for banks, building apps is a bit tougher job because they are not technical people. They are not that good in technology. So the solution like DirectEye offers, like they will build this for them. So now in this also they are doing data science. Like if we are going to show a screen, then what feature should come on the top, what features people are using. So these things are being done in the industry, and it's really important to grab these skills to cope up with the industry. I'm not saying that choose this one also. Like, of course, we need people who build things, but also it's really cool to tell that what will be great to build. So like for me, I like this was the first thing which came in my working life, that ML came first thing. Like I didn't got any development project, but what I think, like I like this more because this is like more about what I can say, like you can prefer anything, but for sure you need to learn these things also. Yeah, any question if you have? Gaurav, you can continue.
Okay, Bhaiya. Thank you for the presentation. Okay. Wait a second. Let me resume my presentation now.
भैया ये हम पूछेंगे या फिर हमें आप ओवरव्यू दे रहे हो?
Can you repeat your question? I didn't heard you.
I'm saying will we be able to learn this, or we have to give just the overview of
Actually, like you don't learn to solve a specific problem. You learn things which can be used to solve problems. Like you learn how models work, how different small parts work. Then you go do a small project. There you learn how to choose things, how to decide between different things. So this is like a progressive thing instead of just learning how to do a thing. Like I won't say that you will be able to build that model. Even I will not be able to build that model. I did that with a team of 4 people over 2 months. So of course, learning that right away is not the thing. The thing is that you should learn things behind that so that you can solve any other problem related to that. Well, we can continue, I guess.
Okay. Okay. So let's continue. So that was a very big question, like how to make a complete project. You are just learning right now. You will eventually go to that stage. Like Bhaiya was saying, you will be learning, working in a team of many people, and you will eventually learn by making small parts and assembling all those parts. You will, in the end, actually will learn how to do the thing. It's not like the whole thing will be made by you, the whole algorithm. Parts of it will be definitely made by you. So now let's just see what you should know, like the prerequisites. Many of you were asking what are the prerequisites for ML. Basically, the prerequisites are the mathematics. Most important is the mathematics part and the statistic part. Many of you have completed all of you have completed class 12 and come here, and it was in your syllabus. Statistic was in your syllabus, and I would say that much statistic is okay for starting. You can learn more. There is no stopping. You can definitely learn more, but that much statistic and maths is important. And you guys are pretty. You guys know actually that level of mathematics and statistic, so it won't be an issue for you. And many of you were asking the programming language. So for starting, programming language is not that important. Eventually, I will tell you, like Python is the most recommended language. It has quite a large number of libraries, and it will really help you in your ML journey. But it's not that you are only limited to Python. There are a lot of companies who are actually working in other languages. Like I would say this company, you can check this out. This company, ML Pack, this company makes ML packages in C++ languages. Okay, so they are using C++, but Python is the most recommended language you will be seeing all around you. So yeah, Python is the language. Okay, and sometimes machine learning can appear intimidating without a general introduction to its prerequisites. So I mentioned all those, and you don't need to be a professional mathematician or veteran programmer to learn machine learning, but you just need the core skills in those domains. Like I mentioned, like basic level of statistic and maths will be enough for right now. Further you can learn more and more. The more you get into the depth of this subject, you will be learning more complex things and stuff, but for now it's okay. and the good and the programming I already mentioned, Python. Okay,
Like
and many of
you need mathematics and other things to build models, like to really design the models for sure.
no, no, actually, it's not like that. You are not designing
Yeah.
models in mathematics. You should know mathematics. Like for analyzing the data, in later phase, you will be seeing ML will merge with data analysis also. You have to analyze the data, and after analyzing the data, you have to decide what kind of algorithm you are going to use. Okay,
Yeah. So don't get scared. Like the more thing you will do is like choosing between things. So just knowing
exactly.
that what this do, what that do, and just trying it
Exa-
out and choosing the right thing. So it's not that you need to be very proficient in maths and everything to pick up ML's problems and solve them.
exactly. Okay, and let me just. And many of you have been are wondering right now, like some may be wondering, why would I need to learn the theory when I can just use the existing ML packages? I would say there are a lot of ML packages you can just use today only. You can go to Google and search for this and that, and you can directly use today only. But the thing is, you can't learn from that. The learning the fundamentals is important for anyone who wants to apply machine learning in their work. The packages, the code, everything you will understand, then only you can make the most out of it. So you need to first understand the fundamentals of machine learning, and then you can try out new things and all. Let me mention one problem. Many most I mentioned already Kaggle. At Kaggle there is this problem, the Titanic Survivor Prediction Challenge. You can try this out later, not now. You can try this later as we go on with the sessions. I will be telling when you should try all those things. Making projects will actually help you guys to learn more. Just learning theory and theory and theory won't help much. You should practice alongside to understand how the things are actually working and all. That's it. Projects and algorithm that will do. Thank you guys. If you have any doubts, you can ask. Anybody?
Hello, hello, Miguel. Am I audible?
Yes, you are. Yes, you are audible.
Okay, I want to ask that how that YouTube recommendation videos work. Is that also on ML?
Acha, YouTube recommendation. How does it work? Are you asking this?
Yes.
Yes. So the algorithm is recommender system. You will be learning more about this. What they do is, suppose you have watched some action movie previously. Okay, 5 action movie, 3 romance movie, and 2 maybe some horror genre you have watched. Now there is this new movie. Suppose it's X. Okay, and this movie is suppose of a war film. Okay, now the recommender system knows that you love watching war movies and above the romantic movies. So it will tell you to watch X, which is a war movie, rather than recommending you to watch a film Y, which is a romantic film. So that is how the recommender system works. It analyzes your previous choices. There is also an analysis of your previously watched movies. When you are new to something, suppose when you are new to YouTube, it won't recommend you anything. It will recommend you the most popular choices. Okay. Then as you keep on searching and searching, you will notice your recommendation is more oriented towards what you search. Like if you search X, this video X a lot of times, then it will recommend videos similar to this X. It happens in this way. Based on your previous data, it will work. I guess your doubt is clear. You can.
So
You will
that's
be
the
learning.
yeah. And also like this is the basic thing. There might be more 100 things which is done on YouTube side and also other competitors and all. So you can just search about this, and I guess you will get more insights that how they do that, what they look for that.
Okay.
Now, anybody else have any doubts, or we can just end the session? And
In Suryansh Bhaiya's the chat model,
Hmm.
is the model able to predict if, let's say, the users have made a spelling error? Does the model work even with that? If it does,
Uh,
then how?
So for now, it doesn't. Actually, the data set which we used was was having so much spelling errors. So we cleaned that. So for that, we build some filters and all so that we can first clean it. Like if we get a user message, then first we clean it, like make it a right spelling, and then fetch it to our model to avoid these things. So these are things which we do. But of course, like if it's a terrible spelling menace, which spelling error that which I can't make it right, then of course my model won't work on it.
So how does Google Docs and other spell checks work?
Yeah,
Does it?
so that's a spell check model. So that I was telling you that I can uh, include a spell check model on top of my model before fetching things to my model, so that it can improve, like it can make the spell correction, then fetch that to my model to get the right prediction. But yeah, it's on me, like I can accommodate that or not, because it might slow down the process of ranking, and so I need to decide on that key. I need that or not.
I see. Thank you.
Yeah, could you check the chat box? There is a question about the image input, image data, how
Yeah,
machine learning processes face.
yeah, okay. If you are interested, that's really good. You will be learning about this, how machine recognizes the pixels, and based on the pixel data, it will give further results. Okay. For now, it's a bit complicated thing. Let's just focus on the basics now. I will definitely come answer your question. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Okay. For
So
now, let's not.
in short, I can say there are patterns, like computer only understand pixels. So there are patterns in pixel which can which can become some features with on which you can decide things.
Okay, very well.
Yes. So more doubts you have?
Bhaiya, how does Tesla's autopilot function works? Like if it has to, like suppose if there's an immediate person standing in front of the car or back of the car, how does
Hmm.
it react to it? I mean, won't the
Okay.
sensors enough? It won't make. They won't have enough time to counter or counteract.
To be honest, even Elon Musk don't have the answer to this question, so I might be the wrong person here. But basically, what it does, it analyzes the data. The person standing in front of you, it can analyze that a person is standing right in front of you. From the pixels of the person, it can understand that a person is standing. But it's a bit complicated thing to do. A lot of object detection and all is involved here.
In short,
So,
if I say like you can ask these questions to Google, like you can study on them, because we also need to do the same to get these things, because these are the problems which are solved by someone else, and the world is like very big. I can't know solution of every problem. I might have worked in one domain, but I might not know solution for the problems. So surely, like you can search this, and you can like know, you can get deep into this, that how this has been done, and get more insights.
Oh,
exactly.
okay, Bhaiya.
Like if you're interested in a particular domain, you just search how this thing works, how that thing works. You can't be mastered on all things, right? It's the more you
Like
search.
that's a part of like every problem solving part. Like first research that how similar problems are solved. Like in my project also, like I've spent around 2 weeks just searching and studying about the similar problems and their solutions. So that's the thing which you need to do.
Oh, okay, Bhaiya.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay. And I would at the end, I would be thanking Suryansh Bhaiya for giving us time and sharing his insights with us. Thank you, Bhaiya. for
You
being there with us.
most welcome. Like, also, like I got more insights with the like for sure the things which are covered in session. I was not knowing many of the things. So as I said that like ML is a big domain. And not only ML, software engineering is a big domain. You can't know everything. You need to be ready to learn from everywhere where you go and like get more insights on different things so that you can have context of everything.
Yeah, I would agree with that. You should be open to everything, information coming from every avenue. You should not be like, I should not trust this, I should not trust that. You should learn from everything that is available to you, every resources. Might be you won't get it right now, but it's not a problem if you just go through that thing and try to understand what it's trying to tell you. That's the thing you should do right now. And I would ask for like how you guys like the session. Was it good? Okay.
Yeah, like give feedback so that Gaurav will do ML and he will.
It was really good. The examples helped a lot for our understanding.
Okay.
There were
Yeah,
examples.
your project was too good. It inspired us to make such project to work on.
Hello, I didn't got you.
Like I guess people have even more cool projects in their resumes. Like my batchmates might have. Like you can ask your seniors to bring more seniors to present their projects. Like Jishnu can do, and more seniors can do. Also, you can search on web about different projects. Also, like what things which you don't like about session and what you want more in sessions, you can share.
Okay.
Yeah. What's the timing?
It will be 8. Is it a problem? 8 o'clock.
No,
No,
it's
yeah,
okay.
like approximately how
No,
much time it takes? 1 hour, I guess.
one to 1 hour and 30 minutes maybe, or depending on the topic, it can be like extended 2 hours maybe.
Like if
Or
it's 2 hours, then can you it will be better if you all can start on 7.
yeah, okay. 7. We will trying to start around 7. It would be better. Okay. Okay. And
We
Fridays,
try to keep it short, okay, so that you
yeah.
guys attend and if it drags on, then we will like take it to the next session. Don't worry, and you will get the recordings. So don't worry, chill.
I had another question. Is ML a part of our curriculum in computer science and IT department?
Directly ML is not a part, but
I guess
as we,
it will be in last sem for IT, and I guess it
It's
will be
in
in second
fourth year
last.
for CST.
Yeah, second last sem
no,
for CST and last sem for IT. But also like it's
Though
too late.
but but things we will be learning like statistic part, it was in our previous sem and I really enjoyed it. Statistic part, a lot of like linear regression related statistic was there in our syllabus. So parts of that might be there. ML as a thing.
Also, CST has introduction to data science in their curriculum in fourth semester, so we are doing that right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess that's all.
I think there's also an image processing elective in fourth year
Okay,
for
might be.
CST.
Yeah, I guess it's offered by IT. Yeah, but I will say like don't wait for like academics because it's too late in academics. You need to ramp up early.
Okay, understood. Also, I've heard of the term Jupyter Notebook. Is it related to ML?
Yes, you will be working on that only.
What
You will
is
be
it?
It's like a interface where you will write code. Like suppose you are writing in the command line some code, okay, and you are getting output. The interface is not that good, so you will be getting output and you can't draw insights from it. But in Jupyter Notebook, what happens is you are writing code, and in addition, you will be getting the output in a good, how to say, like in a good way. So you can just use the output from there only at that window, and your files will be in .ipnb format, and you can directly use it in some of your project, in some of your work. In command line you can't just directly store the file. It's the filing process of doing the thing.
Okay, okay, bhaiya.
We will be working on that later, we will see. Not a big deal. You will be seeing this Jupyter Notebook, TensorFlow, all this you will be learning later. That is the practicality. As I was saying, theory and practical should go together.
Okay, bhaiya.
Yeah.
So any more questions, or I guess it's come to an end now. Okay, let's end it now.
Okay.
Bye everyone.
Bye guys.